Hey everybody, I'm back with a new microphone and more TDS lore for you. More specifically, Molten rework lore. So without further ado, please subscribe and let's get into it. So for the lore, we have to ask ourselves three questions. What are the Moltens? What are their origins? And is the pre-Molten rework canon? Alright? So what are the Moltens? The Moltens, instead of being like the Fallens, it's all just Fallen, they have a bit of diversity in them. Some of them are demons, some of them are robots, and some of them are just lava people. Now, what I'm assuming from a lore standpoint is that the Molten Warlord, he ravaged a bunch of places, like Vulcans, the Hex Escape, which I'm gonna get into later on, and he ravaged this place and took these people to fight for him, because that's what a warlord does. He goes into power with brute force, with war. But why are the demons that he has so modified, so robotic? I think it's because he thinks rocks are stronger than me. Like, look at his armor, it's all rocks, and he's all just lava after that. But wait, where did these demons come from? Now, everybody remembers the Hex Escape event, right? Now, do you remember the monsters in the Hex dimension? Well, I do. And the first time I saw the Molten enemies, I immediately said, Hex Escape. Because they have such similarities. Like, look at the Nightmarish Hulk and the Molten Necromancer. These guys are cousins. So, what I think happened is the Molten boss went to the Hex dimension, ravaged it, took a bunch of its people, and ran off. And that's why the Conserver was so scared to lose his dimension in the Hex Escape event. That and the Children of Exile, of course. Now we get into the last question. Is the pre-Molten rework canon? No, it's retconned. So what is a retcon? A retcon is when you take a story from a game and you change something to make more sense of the lore. So for example, until the rework on the lore, the Molten boss was just the Molten boss. But they changed it so he was the Molten Warlord instead of being the Molten boss at a lore standpoint. So the lore is gonna make more sense. So everything that the Molten boss did was actually the Molten Warlord that did. Because I think if, I don't know, they changed the Molten boss, they would have a dialogue saying, oh, it looks like the Molten boss has come back to regain power or something, you know? Now, this is the lore that I think happened. This story of how the Molten mode happened. So it starts off with the Molten Warlord just being a little Molten guy. So he gets a bunch of armor, he gets these cool weapons, and he goes out of the volcano. He steals a bunch of people from there, a bunch of lava people. He makes them into minions, he makes them into titans. And then he goes out to the Hex Escape. He finds a little portal to the Hex Escape. And there he finds a bunch of demons and he starts destroying the place. And then when he goes out, when the Conservative comes out to fight him, he grabs all the people and just runs off. Then we come back to Earth. He's preparing his whole army. He's roboticizing all the enemies. All the zombies he found, he's roboticizing, and we find him to stop him. The TDS organization goes to stop him. And in this, he goes releasing his whole army, he sees that he's losing, he goes out and he dies, sadly. So yeah, I think that's what the story of the Molten Warlord was, or the Molten rework in general. So yeah, this was the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you got until here, comment something, I don't know, comment Molten. And yeah, please subscribe and adios.